Welcome back, everybody, to the 423 Football Podcast. Today is September 3rd, 2017, and we are in the thick of it. We are in the thick of fantasy football season. Drafts are pretty much wrapping up right now. I know we had a draft, Friday night? Had a draft for one league, our work league, Friday night. Went pretty well. Could have gone better.
I forgot quarterbacks were in fantasy until round 13.
Got a bunch of skill players though, so it's
me and Brad, we have a draft tonight. Thankfully, his girlfriend Heather invited me into their league, and it's always good. There's no such thing as too many fantasy football leagues. You can just keep stacking them on each other.
Just gives me the opportunity to beat Brandon in 2 leagues this year. Possibly 3.
No. All right, today, as if you've been following us the past couple weeks, we've gone through our quarterback rankings, we've gone through our running back rankings, and initially, today we were going to do our wide receiver rankings, as you probably could have hinted at.
Plot twist,
though. But we got to the point, obviously, we're a week away from the season starting. Drafts, they're probably wrapping up today, if maybe some tomorrow, it being Labor Day and all. But it wouldn't really help anyone as much if we just went in here and rambled about wide receiver rankings the day of people's drafts. People aren't going to have time to come and listen or anything like that. So today's show is actually going to be a 2017 season preview. We're going to discuss the whole 9 yards. We're going to go through each division, give you some breakouts, some busts, some MVPs, our division winners, everything like that. We're just going to jump right into the news right now. A lot of stuff has happened. Obviously, the roster is being cut down to 53. Trades happening, injuries happening, just a lot of stuff going on. But first things first, NFLPA files restraining order in Texas to block any Ezekiel Elliott suspension upheld by the NFL.
It just got way better for me after Friday night, so that's all I have to say.
See, I wish I could definitively say everything is pointing in the right direction for Zeke and people owning Zeke, but I still don't know.
It could change at any moment.
It could still be 6 games. We don't know. However, I do think it's going to be kind of like a Brady situation. It's going to be a complete mess for the next 2 years. I think Zeke's going to, he's going to play all year. I don't think he's going to miss a game this year, but it's going to carry on into next year or into this season. I don't know.
The longer it goes, the bigger of a PR nightmare it is for the NFL. I mean, the whole thing's just a huge mess.
It just makes them look like they don't have their act together whatsoever.
Well, it's it's not even so. I don't want to put all the blame on the NFL
but you do.
But not necessarily. I want to put some on the NFLPA just both organizations as a whole. There's no
cohesiveness.
No.
They don't seem like they want to work together at all.
No, it's like Democrats and Republicans. It's just there's nothing going there. Every side just wants to attack the other. But again, just keep an eye on Zeke. Obviously, people drafting later, or he's moving up draft boards a little bit lately because of the news. But I mean, the guy, he's still a bargain right now. Anything past
we have something more definitive tomorrow. So if you're drafting tomorrow night for Labor Day, you may have some more actual palpable information.
Yeah, crossing our fingers there. All right, that was the main news. We'll just jump through a bunch of the rest of them. Brock Osweiler cut from the Browns. Surprisingly, signs back with the Broncos. Ironically,
coming home.
He won't play.
No,
Why do people keep paying him?
They're stupid.
He's bad.
I don't get it.
I mean, he's bad at football. I don't understand.
There's not much to talk about there. A bunch of trades going on though. Jermaine Kearse traded to the Jets for Sheldon Richardson. Outside of fantasy, I think that's fantastic for the Seahawks. That defense is just filthy. Yeah. Jermaine Kearse might be a late round guy you could target as a wide receiver for the Jets, but honestly, there's not going to be a lot of
any points he'll get will be garbage time points. Pretty much.
I don't see a lot there. Colts send Philip Dorsett to the Patriots for Jacoby Brissett. Dorsett could be a guy to look at. The Patriots have a way of making really crappy players into something special or relevant, I should say, and just got to keep an eye on. Brissett, he's not. He's just going to be a backup if anything. He's not going to play even when Luck's out. He just got there. He doesn't know the offense. That's not going to happen.
Right.
Browns get Sammy Coates from the Steelers.
Kind of rangy for their offense, I guess.
Yeah, I think it helps open up the Browns' offense a little bit. I still don't, maybe again another late round guy, but we pretty much know who the Steelers receivers are going to be now. There's not all that clutter. I know on draft day when Juju Smith-Schuster was drafted, Martavis and Sammy were going on a rant about who's going to lose their job, and that's pretty much solidified now.
Yeah.
Le'Veon, speaking of Steelers, Le'Veon Bell, he's back, re-signed to a 1-year, $12 million deal.
Probably not what he wanted.
So, I mean, today it's a 2017 season preview today, so we're just talking about 2017. It's looking good for Le'Veon. Enough said there. DeAndre Hopkins signs 5-year, $81 million extension. I can't remember the exact guaranteed money, but I know it's the most for any wide receiver ever. Mm-hmm. Say what you will about DeAndre Hopkins the past couple years, fantasy-wise, it's not been pretty, but I mean, the guy is a freak of nature. He can play.
Well, he hasn't had a quarterback.
Exactly.
That's true.
The offensive scheme hasn't really been in favor of him lately. Andrew Luck, unlikely to play week 1. He was removed from the PUP list, so that's a good sign. Maybe come back week 2, 3. It's just something to monitor. The shoulder thing's been lingering for a while, and we just don't know what's going to be going on there. Me personally, I'm going to stay away from at least starting any Colts pass catchers or Frank Gore for that matter. While Andrew Luck is away.
Right.
Tyrod Taylor, dealing with a concussion still. Also, he's kind of iffy for week 1 as well. Nathan Peterman, he might be rolled out there, and I don't know. If Peterman looks good, he might honestly take that job because they don't really seem like they like Tyrod very much.
I mean, they haven't really had a go-to quarterback for a long time.
No, and they're more of a run team anyway, and I guess that having Tyrod there helps that. Yeah. But I don't know. It seems like they're almost rebuilding there.
Peterman's
surprisingly
more kind of pro style, I guess, though, than Tyrod. Tyrod's more mobile, I guess.
I definitely think Peterman can be a better thrower of the football. Also, staying with the Bills, this is just happened about 5 minutes ago. Jonathan Williams cut from the Bills. He was the number 2 running back. I thought he was pretty much solidified there. I thought he was going to have the Gillislee role. I thought he had been a fantastic handcuff to LaShawn McCoy if anything happened to him. But he's out, so now it's Mike Tolbert as their number 2 back. That's
all right. The boulder.
He might
very surprising.
He might vulture some touchdowns, but maybe. That's about it there.
Right.
Let's see. Mike Williams activated from the PUP.
Yes, sir.
Bit of a surprise.
That's all we gotta say.
Bit of a surprise. I honestly still think even like all these young wide receivers coming in with these injuries like this, it doesn't add up well. We've had the history of that, like Perriman, Treadwell, Doxson, past couple of years. It hasn't been a good sign that they've missed time or even showed any signs of injuries. So just again something to monitor. Keeping up with the rookie wide receiver trend. John Ross out at least a couple of weeks with a knee injury, just when you thought he was going to start get going with the Bengals offense. He goes down with that, and also Corey Davis. He will be ready for week 1. So one positive news when it comes to rookie.
I'm excited about Corey Davis. I think he's going to have a good year. Mariota's going to have a good year with him too.
Yeah. All right, so Peyton, you want to jump into the
NFC East. So, really, let me break down what we're going to start doing right now. We're going to go through all the divisions, teams, and each individual subdivision, and we're just going to talk about breakout players, busts, bargains, MVPs, and then division winners. So, first we'll start with the NFC East. We got the Cowboys, Eagles, Giants, and Redskins. And my breakout player that I have right now is going to be Samaje Perine. I'm really hesitant with that. I'll just say that. I just do not see a lot of promise from anyone else in this league. So what do you guys think?
I mean, I agree. P. Ryan he definitely has a potential to break out. Granted, it's going to take a Rob Kelly injury for that to happen. I think P. Ryan's talented enough. If he does get the starting job, I don't see why he couldn't be a fantastic breakout candidate this year. I'm going with Zach Ertz. I think he's been borderline breakout the past couple years. It always takes a few years for tight ends to really step up to that next level, and I think it's going to be second year with Carson Wentz. I think this is the year he's finally going to break out. Jordan Matthews is gone. There's a lot of receptions to be had over the middle of the field. Zach Ertz is that guy, and honestly, I see double digits touchdowns coming for Zach Ertz this year.
All right. Well, moving on into the bust category. Who do you guys have? Who do you have, Brett?
Oh, we've already talked about my bust so far this in the breakout section. I've got P. Ryan. I'm just not as high as you are on him. We're talking about the Robert Kelly thing. I just think they're committed to Robert Kelly for the third down play and goal line action. I don't see P. Ryan this year taking that starting position.
Right.
There's always he's got the opportunity. He's got the skill. I think he could be a good pickup in dynasty leagues, but this year I'm not feeling it.
I got you.
The only thing you can say there, it's P. Ryan. You're taking him so late that it's not. I think 12th round right now. It's not going to be
right.
Because honestly, I haven't. As you might have him as a bust, I have him as a bargain just for the fact that you're taking him so late. It's not really going to matter. If he does bust, it's not going to hurt your team.
Right, because he does have that upside potential. But
my bust. I said it last show. I've probably said it a few shows before that. LeGarrette Blount. He's going in the 7th round right now. He's fallen a little bit. Just the words of him maybe not even making the team. Obviously, he has made the team.
Yep.
But they don't seem committed to him as the starter. I don't think he's a very good running back at all. And he definitely does not fit that offense.
Yeah, I mean, he just lucked up on the Patriots. He's just a bag of hot garbage. So, my bust that we'll talk about right now is Alshon. I just don't think Alshon is going to be able to cut it this year. I'm not going to elaborate because I don't feel comfortable elaborating on it. So, shifting on to the bargain players, I really like Brandon Marshall this year. I think, he would be a good complement to OBJ when OBJ's in because Odell's going to draw 2 guys pretty much every time, and that could isolate Brandon Marshall to make some big plays. I think.
like that.
He's also a good goal line option.
Yeah. Now, if obviously Odell's still dealing with his ankle injury right now, if Odell is out, do you think it helps or hurts Brandon Marshall?
Oh, I think it hurts him. I mean, he's their most experienced wide receiver far and away. I mean, he's an old guy, but he's definitely going to see double teams, and I think, it's going to be a tough year for the Giants if Odell doesn't play.
True.
So shifting into our MVP players.
These are the big guys, the big guns.
Yeah.
These are the guys that can win you your league.
I think this is pretty much unanimous across the board for all of us, but I think old Zeke is going to be the MVP for this group. So
I don't see how you can't say Ezekiel Elliott, especially at this point. He's going in the 2nd or 3rd round, and if he doesn't get suspended or anything like that, the value is just it's incredible.
Right.
You can't beat that value. And honestly, he's a guy. If you can draft him in the 3rd round, and he can potentially even if he misses 2 games or whatever they reduce it to. Like I said, don't know what's going to happen there.
Yeah, it's a lot of uncertainty, but
he could finish as the RB1 in reality.
Right. Yeah, especially if he starts week 1. Even if he starts week 2 or 3, I still think he has, just based on production last year. Yeah, it's just it all hinges on that hearing.
Yeah, I think a lot of fantasy championship teams are going to have Ezekiel Elliott on it this year.
Yeah. So let's wrap it up with this group. Who do you think is going to be the division winner for the NFC East, guys?
I've got the Cowboys.
Me too.
I'm going with the Giants.
You're a fool.
No, the boys are back in town.
No, dude, the Cowboys are going to win it all, especially if Zeke plays. I have no doubt.
I have no doubt their offense is good, but they just don't have any defense whatsoever. And I love me some defense, as you can tell from.
Do you think Eli will be able to generate enough, offense to
I do. I think
carry that team? Because their running backs are garbage.
I do. That's the thing. The Giants really, they're the only team in that division with like a high-powered like defense, and the like lack of defenses in the rest of the division. Eli can pick apart pretty easily.
Yeah.
Still going with the Cowboys, but I understand.
Oh, boys.
I understand the argument for the Giants for sure.
I feel you there.
So let's go into the NFC South, the Buccaneers, Saints, Falcons, and Panthers. First, we'll talk about our breakouts. I've got Jameis Winston. I think he's going to have a solid year. Again, we talked about this in our quarterback show a little bit, but he's still got the potential for those rookie mistakes. Even in preseason, we've seen a lot of dumb decisions that I think is still going to plague him this year. But I think they're trying to kind of calm him down a little bit. They're going to be in less situations where he has to throw a lot and take a lot of unnecessary risks. And I think that's what the coach is really pushing for him now. What do you all think for breakouts in the NFC South?
Well, I agree with you. I have the same guy, Jameis Winston. The only thing I think he can be the guy who, like you said, like I have him ranked a little bit lower than you guys in my QB rankings. But that being said, I think there's just a giant group of QBs that are about the same range.
Yeah.
But Jameis, I do agree, has the potential to be the breakout guy. The only thing, like, I don't know if any of you've been watching Hard Knocks regularly, but Dirk Cutter, it's like he's babying him. It's the entire, like, I don't know. It's a very odd situation. I don't look into that much just because I mean it's a TV show. I know it's real and everything, but I mean it
is a TV show.
Some of it's dramatized for television. Yeah. I mean, I understand where y'all are going with Jameis. I'm going to be filling the rookies a little bit on the breakouts, just for all you viewers out there. But
there's a lot of them.
Yeah. Christian McCaffrey, I think he could have a pretty good little situation there with the Panthers. They seem to really like him. They've been trying to get him the ball a lot in preseason. So I'm again kind of skeptical on this a little bit, but I think Christian McCaffrey could have a pretty good little breakout here.
Yeah, he's shown some shines of gold in preseason. It's there. The only reason I didn't pick him is because I just don't like the Panthers this year. I just don't like the offense.
You just don't like the Panthers.
No, I mean, biases aside, I just don't think that they have everything figured out on offense yet.
Yeah.
So who do you guys have as a bust in the NFC South?
Well, speaking of the Panthers, Cam Newton. I know that's not...
Scam?
I was kind of going back and forth. between a few guys because I don't know if I could really. I wasn't sure if I could pick Cam Newton as a true bust, but he is going as like what the 6th or 7th QB. So I think he does have the potential to be a bust. They're being so conservative with him now. It just doesn't. The whole offense just doesn't fit his play style. He's not. They don't want him to run because they don't want him to get hurt. He just throws lasers all the time, and I just don't think the receiving core can handle that outside of Kelvin Benjamin.
I don't know. I mean, I can definitely understand that. I'm not a big fan of Cam this year, but I like so many of the players. It was hard to figure out a bust, but Tevin Coleman maybe. I mean, he had a pretty good year last year.
Hard to repeat what he did last year.
Exactly.
11 touchdowns.
Especially
is hard to repeat.
For a backup, and that's crazy.
Yeah, with the love they're showing Devontae, I don't see him having a very good year. So
yeah. I'm going to go ahead and say Adrian Peterson's going to bust this year. He's going in the 6th round. Finally, I've been praying for this for a while. Before Adrian Peterson was being drafted above Mark Ingram, now it's shifted. Mark Ingram is getting above Adrian Peterson now, thankfully, because that was just mind-blowing why Adrian Peterson was going in front of Mark Ingram. But I don't see Adrian doing that much in this offense, really. I see a few touchdowns here and there. He's not getting 10. People say he's going to tie LaDainian Tomlinson with 9 years of 10 touchdowns. That's not going to happen. Come on, guys.
He'll be the Tolbert of their team.
I respect Brandon. He's been a very very good advocate for Mark Ingram ever since Mark Ingram came out of college. Every year I hear the same preaching messages.
You wouldn't be able to tell by the shirt on. Right now,
Speaking of Roll Tide from last night, Roll Tide.
Get out of here.
First game of the season. First game.
They're looking good. All right, so
shifting away from Alabama, we'll go ahead and talk about bargain players. I'm going Kelvin, y'all, because he's on my team, and I love Kelvin. So
I like Kelvin a lot. I mean, he's shown greatness. I mean, he is a great wide receiver. He was great in college. He was out. He missed the whole season, which that does hurt, but all indications are he's back full force. So I agree with that.
Yeah, it just depends on if Cam can actually deliver him the ball and actually put some touch on some passes instead of just throwing lasers. But yeah, my bargain, Ted Ginn. He's going to the 13th round right now. Willie Snead, old Bill Snead, is out for 2 games, 3 games. I can't remember. But either way, he's out. I didn't think Ted Ginn Willie Snead wasn't really going to take Ted Ginn's role or anything like that. But Ted Ginn's stepping into that Brandon Cooks role, and like I said on a few shows back, I don't think there's that much difference between Ted Ginn doing what Brandon Cooks did in the offense last year. I think it's just high flying, running by people.
Yep.
Just go routes.
I really like the Ted Ginn and Drew Brees matchup. I mean, I think
it's the first time Ted Ginn's actually had a quarterback worth a damn.
Yeah, and Ted Ginn can go all out. I mean, he can blaze by defenses, and Drew Brees throws more 40+. I think Drew Brees throws more 40+ yard passes than any other, like consistently than any other quarterback. So I think that really bodes well for some long touchdown passes to Ted Ginn.
Yeah. I mean, 5,000 yards a year. Brees, he's going to get the ball from Brees.
Oh, yeah.
Right. My bargain was Doug Martin. He's going in the 5th round right now. I know he's missing the first 4 games due to suspension, but
3 games.
3 games, sorry. And I think he's the only running back that's going in the 5th round that has the potential to be a number 1 running back this year. So I think that's a tremendous value. I understand not being willing to reach on him because of the suspension, but I think that where he's going right now, he has the tremendous upside value this year.
And that is why Doug Martin is my MVP this year. I see him. He's the guy, like you said. He can finish as a top 5 running back, and that's what you're looking for in these later round values that can make or break your team, that can win you your fantasy championship. And I think Doug Martin this year is that guy.
I'm going Julio, man. I just think the Falcons are going to have a really great year. They've been so consistent here lately. Devontae's going to, be able to distract a little bit in the run game, so you won't see a lot of. You'll be able to see a little bit of Julio ISO. So
yeah, and it's kind of odd, or it might be odd hearing that like Julio being the MVP or like almost like a breakout sensation. But I mean, they're talking about getting him more red zone looks, which why weren't you doing that in the first place? The guy is a freak of nature. Just throw the ball up to him. He can go and make a play.
Well, speaking of freak of nature and throwing the ball up, my MVP is Mike Evans. I think that
fantastic.
He is working. We've seen a lot in preseason. Obviously, a lot on Hard Knocks. I know it's a TV show. We've already talked about that, but he is working really well with Deshaun Jackson. I think that is a nasty dynamic duo. I mean, I just really think that Mike Evans is going to get a lot of, especially red zone targets. I bet my prediction is he splits red zone targets with Make Cameron Braid again.
Make Cameron Braid again. Jeez, he better not split them. He better take them all. All right, division winners. Who we got, guys?
Falcons.
Got the Falcons. Yeah.
Unanimous Falcons. But not much to say there.
This division's so strong. We might have some other news later.
It has been that division has been up and down. Like it's been shifting.
Right. But the Falcons are coming off a Super Bowl contesting year, and they didn't lose anyone important. Like not anyone in the key except for the offensive coordinator, which I don't really think that's.
They've added people on defense too. I think I don't see any Super Bowl slump or
another year just like last year.
No. Yep. All right, jumping into the NFC North, got the Packers, Lions, Bears, Vikings there. Breakout. I'm coming in with Ty Montgomery. It's finally
time.
it's time for the Packers to have a solid running back again. Eddie was that guy, but obviously the injuries plagued him throughout his career.
Yeah.
But Ty Montgomery coming in, first year actually coming in knowing he's gonna be a running back.
Yeah.
He's learning to pass block. He's bulked up. He's looking like a running back. And it's a high powered offense. I definitely
They're going to be in the red zone often.
Oh yeah, I see 1,200 plus yards combined for him, and I see double digit touchdowns, no problem in that offense. Maybe looking at even a top 10, top 5 running back performance this year.
Whoa, bold move.
The only reason I'm not projecting those kinds of stats is because it's just. I mean, it's such a pass-heavy offense.
Exactly.
I mean, Aaron Rodgers is going to throw the ball.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. 1,200 yards combined. Ty Montgomery, obviously,
combined,
he was a receiver.
yeah.
He can catch the ball, and especially PPR.
Yeah.
This is a guy you want to target.
Yeah.
Maybe even in PPR, you might even want to
Maybe
jump into the second round. Honestly,
A big reach.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously. But my breakout's going to be Dalvin Cook. I think,
I agree. That is also my breakout.
high on the rookies, man. I'm telling you. And
rookie
what else?
fever. You got rookie fever.
What else do the Vikings have?
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. They have some good players, but I think Dalvin Cook's going to really impress. Like we said, great running back in college. I think it's going to translate well here.
Yep, he's big. He has the size and the ability to play all 3 downs and on the goal line. I think he has considerable more talent than McKinnon and Murray.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
And that's why I like his situation. I just think that he has the biggest opportunity to make that number 1 debut on an NFL offense. And I like his 2.6 yards after contact in 2016. I know that's an NCAA stat, but it just shows that he is big enough to be hard to take down. He's bigger than most of the other rookie running backs this year, so I like him.
Yeah. If we're talking busts, though, I'm going Jordan Howard because Chicago is just looking like a really bad team in general, and I don't think Jordan Howard can repeat what he did last year. But what do you guys think?
I definitely agree.
I like Jordan Howard.
Jordan Howard's my pick for bust. He's pretty much the only guy on that team I really trust, but he's going in the first round in some drafts right now. He's not going to return that value. I see him finishing around or outside the top 15 running backs this year. I definitely don't see the return on the value,
and that's why I picked him as my bust. Is almost solely based on how high he's being drafted. He's not gonna generate the return you need for that kind of a draft pick.
And a lot of these busts, it's not like I don't like the guy.
No,
and it's not like I won't draft him. It's just I won't draft them where they're going right now.
Even if they are on the bust list, if they fall late enough to make it enticing, I would still draft them. But based on where they're going now, I don't expect that they'll be on my team.
Yeah. Jumping into bargains. Who do we got as bargains in the NFC North?
Devontae Adams. I mean, Green Bay, high-powered offense. They're going to throw the ball a lot. I don't see why you wouldn't pick up Devontae, and I really don't like any of the other teams in that entire division. Speaking of that group, so
yeah, there's some somewhat weak offenses in that division, but I think people are starting to sleep on Devontae. They're saying a lot of people have him as their bust candidate this year, but I don't see why he can't repeat what he did last year. I think or he had double-digit touchdowns in an Aaron Rodgers offense. Why? I don't see why that's not repeatable, even for 3 guys to honestly have 10 plus touchdowns in a year. Which shifting in another Packer wide receiver, my bargain, Randall Cobb, coming into the 10th round. Obviously, he's had a couple down years. Had Jordy out for the entire 2015 season. That kind of hurt him there for a while. Dealt with some injuries last year. Looks like he's all go. He's back. He's going to be back to normal. And we saw a glimpse of it in the playoffs last year against the Giants. He had 3 touchdowns in that game. Obviously, one of them, the Hail Mary before the half. But Randall Cobb going in the 10th round, You can't get anyone that late who could possibly get you double-digit touchdowns. And he's done it before. That's the thing. Yeah. He's been a number 1 wide receiver before. He's just been off the grid for a while.
Right. I like that.
I'm going Aaron Rodgers, man. I mean, old reliable. He's
just bargain MVP.
MVP. Totally. I thought we had shifted into that. My apologies, everyone. But
hey, they're one and the same.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, Aaron is not going to pass Peyton Manning's record, but in any record, let's just be honest. But Aaron Rodgers is definitely going to be the MVP for that entire group. There's not a better pick, in my opinion, in that entire even better than Jordy probably is what I'm gonna say.
Yeah, I agree. If there's only one quarterback right now that's even worth possibly taking in top 3 or 4 rounds, and it's Aaron Rodgers. He's gonna dominate when it comes to he's gonna dominate in every facet of the game, fantasy, real life. It doesn't matter. He does what he wants when he wants. My MVP though, Dalvin Cook.
Yep.
Peyton's breakout.
Yeah.
I think he's going kind of later. He's in the mix with those, again, the rookie running backs. Just depends on where you want to take him. But if he starts falling at all or anything like that, snag him up. He's going to be the guy in that Vikings backfield to own. Division winners. Who we got, guys?
Packers.
All the way.
Packers.
Unanimous Packers.
Yeah. Let's just get away from this group because, it's just not even fair.
I'm getting too jittery.
But hopping into the NFC West, we've got the Seahawks, Rams, Cardinals, and 49ers. And my breakout player is going to be Cooper Kupp, everybody. He is going to be a legend. He's going to be...
Calm down. These rookies are getting out of hand.
He's having a great preseason, and I just really like him as the Rams' number 2 wide receiver. I think he's going to be great.
I agree. Cooper Kupp's my guy for the breakout player of the year. Let me ask you this.
Yes.
I know we've seen a lot in preseason from Cooper Kupp. Obviously, Jared Goff, he's got a little thing going with him now. Sammy Watkins coming in.
Yes.
Who has more receptions this year, Cooper Kupp or Sammy Watkins?
I would go Sammy. I mean,
granted, Sammy plays all 16. Say he plays all 16.
Sammy plays all 16. Sammy gets the most.
Which that's a big if, but I also agree.
Sammy
Watkins.
I do feel like Cooper's going to be more of the possession guy, and Sammy's going to be the downfield threat. But Sammy can do it all. It's just I feel like Goff's he's gonna find one guy that he trusts. Obviously, he's a young quarterback. Young quarterbacks like to find that guy that they can really trust, and they seem to target them quite often.
Right.
I agree. My breakout just is a re-breakout. I've got Jimbo Graham. This is
a Jimbo.
He on the Seahawks. They just have not figured out how to use him yet, and I think that this is the year that they really that Russell Wilson figures out how to pass to a tight end and really, go as a touchdown. I forgot what I was going to say. I completely.
He's a red zone threat. He's the best one they have there. And Jimmy Graham, aside from he's had the injuries obviously the past couple years. I think he's finally healthy now.
Yeah,
but he's a huge target. He did excellent in New Orleans. I just don't see.
Yeah, in New Orleans, people. He was up there with Gronkowski. He was arguably
he was a better pick than Gronkowski.
He was just as talented. He could go up and get snag balls. So I definitely.
I just think we're gonna see a return to form for Jimmy.
Yeah, I definitely see double-digit touchdowns coming for Jimmy Graham this year.
Yep.
Moving into bust. I'm just going to go ahead and say, I know Peyton, you had Eddie Lacy as a bust.
Eddie Lacy.
I'm just the entire Seahawks backfield. I don't want anything to do with them
until about week 3 or 4.
You
got to pick one up. I think you could pick one of them up. They're going to hash out those issues by then. I feel like.
I don't think they're going to hash them out. I think someone's going to get hurt, and then maybe someone will take over. But other than that, I think it's going to be just a carousel of running backs going back and forth.
A lot of confusion.
Yeah, there's not going to be a consistent guy you can start each week.
Yeah. Especially, I mean, you got Chris Carson is just
he's looking good.
He's jumping into the game too. There's 4 running backs that they could potentially use.
You with your rookies again.
Hey, I'm telling
Peyton's
you,
a
man.
rookie machine.
But I don't know. What about you, Brett? You got anybody?
Yeah, I've got Todd Gurley as my bust.
That's horrible.
I'm not convinced Todd Gurley can make it as a premier running back. I don't like the team that he's on. I know we were talking about Sammy Watkins and Cooper Kupp and Jared Goff in the last little segment, but I don't believe Jared Goff is a good quarterback. I don't believe in him. I don't think he's going to pass very well this year. I think they're going to try to run it too much, and I think the defense is going to be expecting the run. They're not going to be able to, and they're not going to be able to get it out of the backfield very often. I don't like the team. I just think Todd Gurley's just meh.
Fair enough. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion,
even if they're wrong.
So now shifting into bargain players, I got Larry Fitzgerald. I mean, he's been going kind of low.
A lot of disrespect.
Yeah, exactly.
They just see the age and they think he's going to fall off.
He's so reliable, and I mean, I don't know. I've always liked having Larry on my team. You're assured some points every single week.
Led the league in receptions last year.
So
PPR machine.
Yeah. He's a fantastic pickup for, if you can get him in a little bit later rounds. So.
Yeah. And sticking with the Cardinals receivers, I'm going John Brown as my bargain player.
Yep.
He's been dealing with injuries through the offseason. We finally got a glimpse of him in the preseason. Scored 2 touchdowns in the game. Everyone was talking about Jerron Brown coming in and taking over his role. I don't really see it. I see John Brown being the guy. He's super, super talented wide receiver, and he's going in the 11th round right now. I mean, I see John.
That's a good offense too.
Yeah, high flying offense. John Brown definitely a guy to target. In the later rounds.
That's also my bargain, John Brown. I think going back to, I don't think Larry Fitzgerald is going to necessarily drop off from last year, but I don't predict that he's going to repeat his numbers from last year, and not just because of the age thing. He's an ageless wonder. I mean, I just think that was a very high workload he received last year, and I think they're going to need to spread it out a little bit more. And I like John Brown. I've been high on him for a couple of years. He's kind of let me down, but I think this is the year for John Brown.
All right, fair enough.
All right, MVPs, the big one. Who you got?
David Johnson. It's kind of a really obvious one, but I can't ignore him. He's a machine.
Yeah, I mean, he's the clear number one. But if we're talking like another high value player, I'm going Todd Gurley. I am opposite Brett. I think this offense is going to be fantastic for him. It's almost more of like a Georgia type offense. You've got some athletic receivers on the outside. And we all saw how Todd Gurley did in college. I think he can really translate that now.
Yeah, and I agree with Todd Gurley. And his rookie year, obviously. He showed he could do his rookie year, and people are sleeping on him because what he did last year. It wasn't very exciting, but I think Todd Gurley can easily jump back into the top 5 running backs.
Exactly.
Division winners, what are we looking at?
Guys, I'm going a bold pick here. I'm picking the Rams. I think
What
they're
is
going to
wrong
surge
with you?
forward.
No.
I think they're going to surge forward. It probably won't happen, but let's get out on a limb here.
Hey, they are without Jeff Fisher now. No more 8-8.
Exactly.
Maybe 9-8 gets you in, or 9-7 gets you in. I'm going with the Seahawks. I mean,
and that's also my pick.
I don't see how you can stray away from that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right, I see how it is. So who we got next, Brett?
We've got the AFC East. We've got the Pats, the Bills, the Jets, and the Dolphins. We'll jump right into the breakout pick. Mine is Jay Ajayi. It's kind of we were talking before we started recording about this breakout pick, and it's kind of odd picking him as the breakout for this year because he had a really great year last year, so you could argue that was his true breakout year. But my argument is that he received a huge portion of his fantasy points in 3 games. I think that the Dolphins are going to be committed. They are committed to keeping Jay Ajayi as their future running back. So I think we're just going to see more consistent big numbers from Jay Ajayi this year. And that was that was the reason I picked him as my breakout.
Yes.
What do y'all think?
Sticking with the Dolphins, Devontae Parker, I think this is the year he finally gets things going. He has a quarterback that just throws the ball up to him with Jay Cutler. Obviously, we saw it in the preseason there for a bit. Had that big, I think, 72-yard reception. Should have been a touchdown. He would have had a little more get up and go to him. But yeah, I think Cutler's going to pepper Devontae Parker with targets, and it's gonna be a great year for Devontae Parker.
Yeah, I can't even think of a good breakout for this group, so we're going to shift into bust now, and I'm going to go bold again and say Shady is going to be the big bust because I just do not like the quarterback wide receiver situation for the Bills, and I think every defense is going to stack the box for Shady. So that's just my opinion. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I do agree or I don't necessarily agree with him as a bust, but I agree. There's a lot of things that could go wrong in that offense.
It's a tough situation for him.
And the Bills seem like they're just throwing pieces around right now. So just something to look at. I'm going to go my bust, Brandon Cooks. Obviously, I talked about him a little bit with Ted Ginn replacing him. And but Cooks is going in the second round right now. Obviously, he's going to New England. But really, he's not really going to that much of a better situation in New England. He had Breeze, now he has Brady. Honestly, the offensive scheme might be a little better, but you could even argue that the situation is worse because in New Orleans, they only had Brandon Cooks, Michael Thomas, Willie Snead, wasn't Kobe Fleener.
Yeah,
who cares? Not many guys.
He's not going to vulture.
No. The Patriots, if they have a healthy Gronkowski, he's going to have a heavy workload. Obviously, Edelman's down, but Chris Hogan's there too. They like to spread the ball around. And I think in Brandon Cooks in the second round, you're still going to see that inconsistency from Brandon Cooks that he's shown in the past. And second round, come on, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, I agree.
What about you?
My bust was Mike Gillislee for the Patriots. He's coming off an injury. He missed a lot of time. I don't like the running back situation in New England very much. I don't even think he's the most talented one. I personally like White the most. I don't know who you all like the most, but I just don't think that he's going to put up the numbers to justify drafting him at where he's going now. I think he's going pretty late, but even still,
it's like the Seahawks running back, like we mentioned before. It's just
a pretty similar situation.
It's a carousel. There's not much consistency from each player week to week. Bargains. Who we got at bargains, guys?
Chris Hogan. I think with Edelman going down, it's going to be a good pickup for They're like you said a second ago. They spread the ball around. Brady really is comfortable doing whatever he wants in the pocket. So I see him as a good pickup.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Chris Hogan going in the 10th round right now, and we saw what he did. He showed glimpses of it last year, even with Edelman there. They don't really have that possession receiver to replace Edelman, but I think Chris Hogan can fill in that slot.
Yeah, he has potential.
Yeah, pretty easily. Okay, so we're going all Patriots with this this section. MVP, who we got?
Gronk, baby.
Gronk. Yeah. He's just a touchdown machine. I mean, you draft him, you're drafting a wide receiver. I mean, he's just the best tight end when he's healthy. If he plays all 16 games,
he'll be there. And the point spread from Gronkowski when he plays to the second tight end from 1 to 2, it's like a 7-point spread in like points per game. That's
why it's a good value.
That's the same spread from Aaron Rodgers to Blake Bortles.
That's a whole nother person on your team.
Yeah.
Like an average player.
And the reason, honestly, I wouldn't really have Gronk as MVP if everything was fine and he was all healthy. You knew he was going to be healthy playing 16 games. Because honestly, he'd be going in the first round. We've seen him go in the first round in the past. But the fact that he's slipping into the third round now,
it's a steal.
It's a steal.
Yeah.
It's almost like just you take the risk. If it works out, you could win your league just based off of that one pick.
Right.
Sticking with the Patriots again. Division winners. Do I even have to ask?
No,
it's the Patriots.
Just
the rest of that
on.
division is garbage. It's not anything close. Jumping into the AFC South, got Jaguars, Titans, Colts, and Texans. Breakout. I'm going Dante Moncrief. I think he's.
No arguments.
I think if anyone's going to do what Devontae Adams did last year, break out with double-digit touchdowns, I think it's Dante Moncrief. Granted, it's going to rely on luck.
Yeah.
Keep an eye on luck.
I know. I wish we knew more.
That's
but
what it's going to come down to.
Yeah. I personally, my breakout is Marcus Mariota. I just think that the situation is really good in Tennessee this year. I think they're going to have a much, much better team. Got a lot of weapons. I think Corey Davis is going to be good. I like Marcus Mariota this year.
Yeah. Shifting into bust, though, I'm going to have to say Fournette, guys.
Fournette is my bust.
Yeah,
Way
we all
too
got
high.
Fournette.
Yeah, solely based on ADP, and I'm
injury
I'm
risk.
not convinced that he's going to stay healthy.
No.
So that foot scares me to death.
It's lingering.
Yeah, but
But
third,
they're going to have to throw the ball every game, too, because they're going to get down.
That's true.
It's a given.
Yeah. Bargain. I got Andrew Luck coming in as my bargain.
Right.
Yeah.
10th round. Obviously, keep saying it. Just keep an eye out for the shoulder.
Yeah.
But even if you draft him in the 10th round and he sits 4 weeks, you can pick up any other quarterback
that's the
and
thing.
start him for Deshaun Kaiser wouldn't be a bad option.
Yeah, and that's the thing about picking a quarterback late is you don't feel bad if it doesn't work out and you have to drop him. If you go for a quarterback in like the 3rd or 4th round, even if there's better quarterbacks out there that you could pick up, you still want to hang on to that quarterback because you wasted a high draft pick on him. So.
Yeah.
And again, like we said earlier, Aaron Rodgers going in like 3rd, 4th round right now. Luck going in the 10th, I think, is the only guy who could even possibly get up there and get close to Rodgers,
right.
maybe even surpass what he can do.
Yeah.
But MVP, as Brett said for his breakout, I'm going Marcus Mariota. It's looking good for the Titans offense.
Yes.
I think just all around, they added weapons. The lines,
great receivers.
Yeah, the lines looking fantastic as it did last year.
Yeah.
I think Marcus Mariota finally comes to form, and I see a top 5 year, honestly, coming out of him. He's the guy to own in that division.
Yeah, keep him with the Titans. I say DeMarco is going to be the MVP, but it's one for the other, apples to apples. But division winner, guys.
I've got the Colts.
Colts.
Yep.
Sticking with I'm gonna stick with the Titans.
Wow.
Thing.
Yeah,
I'm going with the Titans.
Tennessee, baby.
That's
I think it's finally
right.
the year they actually
Right.
creep up and they knock off these lonesome Texans, Jags, and Colts.
Yeah. Well, I think I would pick the Colts over the Titans, but I don't think it'll be that big of a difference. I mean, I think the Titans are going to have a way, way better season, and they are coming back.
Who'd you have as your winner, Peyton?
Titans, definitely.
Heck yeah.
But shifting into the AFC North now, though, we got the Steelers, Browns, Bengals, and the Ravens. And my breakout is going to be Deshaun Kaiser, guys. I think he's a good fit in Cleveland, and with some of the players that they have, I think there is potential for him to have a good little impact for his rookie season. So, what about you all?
Yeah, I definitely agree. Especially they finally got rid of Brock Osweiler. We don't have to talk about that anymore. Kaiser's the guy. Hopefully they're not rushing him into anything. Hopefully it'll be pretty smooth transition. He can run around, so that usually helps rookie quarterbacks, the mobility. But yeah, sticking with the Browns, I'm going to go Isaiah Crowell. We talked about him in our running back discussion. We know how much, you guys know how much I'm liking the Crow this year. But the offensive line, even better than last year. Again, I think it's one of the best in football right now. Kaiser's becoming the quarterback. That's only going to help the run game. It's looking pretty good for Crowell this year.
Yeah, I've got Martavis Bryant. Similar to the Jimmy Graham, the re-breakout. I think Martavis is going to come back with a fury. I think he's going to have a great season. We haven't seen a lot of him in the recent past, but I think he's coming back.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I'm all on board with Martavis. I want a piece of that Steelers offense.
Yeah.
Yeah. So who we got busting, guys?
Oh Lord, do we? This makes me so sad to just say it, but Joe Mixon, I don't know. There's just too much going on, and I just don't see him making an impact this year.
That is also my bust, solely based on how high he's being drafted. They have a lot of running backs. I think he has the potential to have a lot more talent than the other ones, but I'm not sure about this year.
Bargains, got Mike Wallace. Mike Wallace is my bargain. I don't understand this one at all. He's still being disrespected. Jeremy Macklin's going in front of him. I think Jeremy Macklin's honestly pretty much done in his career. Flacco, I think last time I heard he was on the right track to start week 1. But Mike Wallace going in the 14th round, he's finished as a top 30 wide receiver, I think, the majority of his career. Going in the 14th round, that's an absolute steal in drafts right now.
Talking about sticking with the Ravens, Terrence West is my bargain player. I think he's going to be a pretty solid running back, maybe a good RB2 or a flex option. So just keep that in mind in your drafts.
Yeah, for my bargain, I've got Tyreek Hill. I think that he's going to have another great season. There's no signs of him slowing down from last year.
Yeah. All right, MVP. I know you guys had Joe Mixon as your bust, but he is my MVP. I get the argument that there's a lot of mouths to feed in that backfield. No one really knows what's going on when it comes to touches or anything. But I think Joe Mixon does win the job at some point in the season. I think it's going to be like a David Johnson-esque rookie year where he takes the job and it's high flying into the fantasy playoffs. And if you have Joe Mixon on your team when that happens, you're pretty much set.
Yep.
Yeah.
MVP. You said Joe Mixon?
Yeah, I said Joe Mixon.
I'm going Le'Veon. I mean,
thanks for listening.
I'm sorry. I just don't listen to about bad players. No, it's going Le'Veon. But what about your? Do you have one, Brett?
No, I'd say Le'Veon. I mean, it's just too hard. Again, similar to David Johnson, it's too hard for me to ignore and not mention. So.
Yeah. Division winners, who we got?
Steelers
all around. Not much variance there.
Shifting into the AFC West, we got the Broncos, Chargers, Raiders, Chiefs. What do y'all got for breakouts?
Amari Cooper. I think it's finally the year.
It's the year of the Coop.
I think it's finally the year. He's got all the talent in the world. Obviously, I think he needs just a little more focus when it comes to jump balls and like red zone stuff like that. But I think he's got all the talent to do it. He's got speed. He's got decent size. He's got the hands. He's just got to know how to use them. I think this is the year. I think I'm seeing well over 1,200 yards, double-digit touchdowns, no problem.
Kareem Hunt, y'all. It's going to be Kareem Hunt. He's breaking onto the scene. He's going to take it all. Busts, I'm going to Demarius. Sorry, I just don't like the Broncos this year.
Don't like that quarterback situation.
Yeah, I'm not feeling it. And Demarius always has a lot of drops, so I'm going with him. What about you all?
We're talking bust, right?
Yep.
I've got Marshawn Lynch.
Agree.
I just don't like him this year.
Yeah,
I mean,
old man Lynch coming out of retirement. He's going in the third round. I mean, it's an exciting situation. It's an exciting pick. I just don't think he's going to stay healthy. And again, they do like to throw the ball down in Oakland. Who do we got as our bargain picks?
Well, I'm going to have to make a correction from the last round. I said Tyreek Hill. I got a little bit mixed up, but my bargain for the last.
Oh, I didn't even notice that. What are we looking at?
Yeah, I know. It was a mistake. But AFC North, my bargain was Martavis Bryant. Yeah, he's also my breakout, just based on ADP and all that. But jumping back into the AFC West, it is Tyreek Hill.
I agree. It's for me. It's a tie between Tyreek or Michael Crabtree. They're going 19 and 20 in ADP. I mean, it's too close. But,
MVPs. Who we got?
Amari, baby.
Like it.
Yep.
You took my breakout. I'll take your breakout. I'm going Kareem Hunt.
I've got Kareem Hunt.
Kareem Hunt. I think he's going to be the best rookie by far this year. And the situation, it couldn't be better for Kareem Hunt this year.
No.
Get Kareem Hunt. He's gonna win your league. He's the MVP. Clear cut MVP in the AFC West.
What about division winner, guys?
Chargers.
Got the Broncos.
The Raiders.
Ooh, wow. Three different ones there.
Oh, man. What are we going to do? All right. Guys, we're going to go ahead and jump into our overall picks for this year. Fantasy MVP, guys. Need we say it? I'm going Zeke.
I also have Zeke.
I'm going Kareem Hunt.
Oh, I like him, though.
Yeah.
They're honestly, they're kind of like in similar situations, if Zeke plays all of them, they're going about the same spot right now, and I do believe Kareem Hunt can jump into the top 5 running backs. I
think Kareem Hunt's the safer bet for me, just based on until we know more about the suspension and everything. It may change.
Yeah, but I definitely think Zeke, especially all the people that have drafted. Well, even with Kareem Hunt, again, like all the people drafted before Spencer Ware's injury, all the people who drafted really before all the Zeke news about him not being suspended, they're in the same boat. I think both are great picks for fantasy MVP. Yep. Now, bust of the year. Who we got as our bust of the year?
Leonard Fournette.
Fournette?
Yep.
You're scared of that ankle or that foot, are you?
I am. Yep.
I'm going Dez. Dez has been too much of an emotional instability on that team. I just do not like him.
I'm glad someone finally mentioned Dez because as much as like him and Dak coming together and finally getting something going, that their schedule and the cornerbacks he has to go up against they're ridiculous. It's like you're going like Chris Harris, Aqib Talib, Patrick Peterson, Richard Sherman. That's like I think that's in like the first like 5 weeks of the season, and it only gets worse and worse.
It's going to be a run heavy.
Yeah, you got to face the Chargers, Raiders, Chiefs. I'm pretty sure they're playing that division this year. But yeah, my bust of the year, like I said before, Brandon Cooks going in the second round. I just think it's way too early. Not that I won't draft him because obviously he's going to get points in that Patriots offense. Just second round, no way.
Way too high for how much they spread the ball.
He's not going to return that value.
Yeah. What do y'all have for fantasy rookie of the year?
Kareem Hunt. He could be MVP too.
Kareem Hunt.
Yeah, I got him since I have him for my MVP. I've got Dalvin Cook for my fantasy rookie of the year.
I like that pick also. I think it's pretty solid. So.
It's the same way the MVP can't win Offensive Player of the Year. They got to divvy up the awards. Kareem Hunt can't win everything.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, you can go back and obviously you've heard our division winners, so you can go back and listen to that if you missed them. But obviously we're going to go through our playoff predictions. Who do you have as your wild card picks in the AFC and NFC, Peyton?
AFC, I've got the Colts and Chiefs, and NFC, I've got the Saints and the Bucks.
Ooh, 3 out of that division.
Yes,
nice.
3.
Nice.
I got the Raiders and Chiefs and Cowboys and Cardinals.
For the AFC, I've got the Bengals and the Titans, and for the NFC, I've got the Cardinals and the Bucks.
All right, and NFC championship predictions, I'm going Packers Seahawks this year.
I'm going Packers, and I don't know. The Bucks are pretty strong, so
Packers Bucks. I like that.
I like that. Yeah. Wow. I don't even have that, but I have the Packers and the Falcons.
Ooh, Packers unanimous in the NFC. AFC Championship got Patriots and Steelers.
Yeah, Steelers and Patriots for me too.
That's actually what I had too. Patriots and Steelers.
Man, not much variance going on. Super Bowl predictions: Packers versus Patriots. I got Packers taking it. Finally, I've been waiting for the Packers Patriots Super Bowl 2.0 edition for a while. Hopefully we'll get that again this year.
Nah, dude, Steelers, Packers, and Steelers are going to take it all.
Ooh, another
right before Le'Veon leaves.
Another repeat. Get his ring and get out.
Wow, that's pretty bold. I've got Packers, Patriots, Packers taking it all.
All right, very got some similar picks going on with our playoff predictions. Okay, so that's going to wrap up this show. Obviously, like I said, as you can see, we didn't go through our wide receivers this week. Hopefully, we'll try to put something up on Twitter and social media in regards to our wide receiver and tight end rankings because we didn't get an episode to dedicate those to. But yeah, again, follow us on Twitter and Instagram at the 423 Football, especially if you want to see those rankings. Like us on Facebook, subscribe on iTunes, Google Play, and YouTube. Give us a like, leave your comments and reviews. Thanks for listening. We are the 423 Football Podcast.